What's up guys, how's it going? Sorry about missing a day for posting. I'm a day late on my weekly schedule. You know, I like to post normally within 7 days of one another, and this was the first week since the beginning of the year that I missed that, but that's just because I've been really busy recently doing a lot of coaching. And if you don't follow me on social media, you probably wouldn't have seen that I'm working with the Orlando Kart Center to lead up their driving school. Not only is this a great opportunity for me, just because I'll be able to meet a lot of customers and do a lot of coaching, but it's a great opportunity for the people that I'm coaching because I'm gonna have access to this amazing racetrack that, you know, you learn a lot of stuff in and be able to do pretty much whatever I want and do these amazing lessons that, you know, you don't normally get to do at most racetracks because you don't have access to the whole racetrack. And it's a really cool opportunity for my channel because I'll have access to a racetrack and all different types of go-karts, just so I can do, you know, whatever instructional video I want to. I'll have access to that. Also in the future, I'm going to show you guys a video of where I'll be working, but it has a great workspace where I can do, you know, karting videos, show you guys how to set up a go-kart. Also my office upstairs. It's definitely going to help with the channel just in general. It'll just look a lot better, look a lot more racing inspired, rather than just my kitchen. With that being said, there's a lot of exciting things coming in the future. But if you haven't read the title already, today's video is a race review of the ROK Florida Winter Tour Round 2 at Ocala Grand Prix, the reverse direction. I started this race in 4th, didn't really have the speed, you know, that I normally do at a lot of these races. So, you know, you'll kind of see what it's like when I'm struggling at these races. And as well, I started this race and kind of made a lot of bad decisions. So I'm gonna explain those and explain my thoughts through each decision I made. With that being said, let's get started in the video. So like I said, starting 4th, there's not much to do in the 4th position at this track because it's got such a big, wide sweeping turn 1. So you're just kind of stuck to the outside. Look to the inside, didn't have much of an opportunity there. Decided I'm just gonna commit to the outside and yeah, run out of track on the racetrack. That's normal when you go to the outside, you get pushed wide. Have the inside for the 2nd corner, going into the 3rd corner here, still stuck in the outside. Kind of committing to it. A little overdrove that corner, you know, the tires are dirty and I went in a bit hot there. Wasn't the best idea, knocked in the nose cone, got passed on the inside of the hairpin there. Gonna try and get back to the inside. But yeah, that's the first lap and that was terrible. That was absolutely horrendous. I fell back, I'm like in, I think 9th at this point. Terrible, huge gap on the leaders. So sometimes the outside works. If it doesn't work, don't just keep doing that same thing and expecting it to work, because basically I just messed up on the start, the outside didn't work, and I just committed to doing that every corner of the first lap, and yeah, I lost a ton of spots. But as you can see, you know, I'm just trying to get in the rhythm of things, get back in line, and just, you know, try and hit my marks from here. I can see there's some racing going on up in front of me. Looking to the leader's gone at this point. I mean, he was faster than everybody the whole week, and the only chance we had at winning this race would have been for somebody to challenge him early on and get in front of him and kind of bring the pack to him. But that didn't happen. He got out front and kind of pulled away. Starting to close in on this group in front of me. The racing is definitely bringing me closer, and from what I can see early, I can see a lot of these guys are driving pretty hard on their tires. Ocala is a small track, so you can kind of make up a lot of time pretty quick. Going to the inside, trying to drive me down to the curb, but you know, I had the position on the inside already, so there wasn't much of a competition there. But yeah, like I said, Ocala, there's a lot of turns really fast. You do a ton of laps around this racetrack, so you kind of do a lot of laps and you can make up a lot of time pretty quick. Also, you can lose a lot of time really quick. I mean, the laps run out really fast. So when you're in this position and you see the drivers in front of you, you know, really working their tires and driving really hard, it's just definitely something you got to pay attention to. And I'm noticing that, you know, the guys in front of me are braking really aggressively, really eating up the front tires. And so I'm just trying to wait it out. You know, this is a 20-something lap race, and you know, if you work your tires up too fast, it's definitely going to hurt you in the long run. And basically, I ride around like this for quite a few laps, you know, just trying to run down the guys in front of me. And like I do in all videos, I'm just going to skip to where, you know, the racing side of things comes in, and I can explain, you know, what I was doing in that situation. And so a lap or so has gone by, and I'm really not making much headway on the guys in front of me. I end up getting passed again. That's kind of what happens. I mean, I'm not really wanting to fight that pass. I could have fought it a little harder, but I knew he was there. I knew he was kind of waiting on me to try and run these guys down in front of him, but I wasn't doing it. So my best bet at this point is to maybe let him catch that group. You see the gap that he's already pulled, but maybe let him catch that group and maybe bring them back to me. But at this point in the race, I don't have the speed. Again, I kind of know that they're driving hard, but I don't really have that much speed to stay with them even when they are driving hard. Normally, when drivers are overdriving, they're driving hard and they end up losing time because of the overdriving. So you can kind of keep your tires underneath you and stay relatively with them until they have the big fall off and their tires overheat. But right now, I'm not really even doing that. I'm managing a little bit of time, but slowly losing it. You can see right here, I kind of stopped leaning forward. I'm trying to just get in a rhythm and keep my tires, underneath me, because I'm hoping in the end that these guys, they overdrive, and that's where I'm going to be able to pick them off just by being just a little bit faster towards the end of the race. Drive around like this for quite a few more laps. It was pretty much a boring race until the last 7 laps of it. But yeah, drive around like this, keep the tires underneath me, and try and eat up that gap that I have between me and the guys in front of me. So we've caught back up a little bit. The tires are starting to come in. They're racing a little bit in front as well, which is what's bringing me closer. Mainly, you can see, went to the inside there, didn't really get it. It's a good opportunity for me just to kind of go to the inside. Again, don't really have much speed, so whenever a door is open, you might as well go for it. That one was pretty easy. You got held up on the outside and figured, this is the time for me to go. Might as well, pick up as many spots. I'm definitely coming into a rhythm right now. A lot of the drivers in front of me were starting to fall off, especially these 3 guys just immediately in front of me. So right now, I'm just getting in a rhythm, trying to stay with these guys, and any opportunity I get, there's a little slide out of him, out of that corner right there. So I'm going to look to the inside right here. Throughout the week as well, a mental note that I'm making is in that first hairpin right there, he always kind of goes in tight and then he's really slow off the corner. So I knew that was a place that, just from racing him, the days prior to this, I knew that was a spot that, okay, I've got a good chance to get through here. He doesn't, get off this corner really well, and I know I'm a little bit stronger, so might as well take the opportunity where it is and go for it. Again, next guys in front of me looking just to stay in a rhythm and just kind of eat up that gap. Ocala is such a small track. It's a bull ring, and any little mistake you make just gets exaggerated quite a bit. So the best way to get around here is to just, be almost robotic. Hit the brakes every time to the same spot. And even if it's a little bit slower, by not making mistakes and by just, like I said, getting in a rhythm, you pick up quite a bit of time on the guys in front of you. I've done thousands of laps around this racetrack. This is like one of my home tracks. So that's just something I know, from experience, is that the more consistent you are, the better it is for the long run at this race. I've caught up to the driver's bumper here. He's caught the driver in front of him, so I'm kind of looking at both of them and trying to gauge, where do I need to go. On his bumper out of here, maybe gonna look on the straightaway. But I think, looking at him, he's probably running a little bit of lower gear. He pulls a little bit right there at the end of the straightaway, kind of overdrove that corner. So now I'm looking into this turn 2. Gonna throw it in there a bit late. He pinched me down, just drive over the curb. Not overly hard there. I had a little bit more speed than him. I had a little bit more grip, so it was pretty easy for me just to go to the inside. You could see in the center of the first corner he had a big slide, and so it was pretty simple for me. You capitalize on those mistakes. It's pretty just textbook racing there. You wait for the guy in front of you to make a mistake if you don't have the cart, and then once he does, go for it. Again, waiting on the guys to eat up their tires. It seems at this point the consistency for me was paying off, and just trying to keep my tires underneath me was paying off. Catching the 353 on his bumper, looking into this tight hairpin here. Not going to do it just yet, but again, he's definitely the slowest of this pack. Gonna go right there. Easy pass, it wasn't super difficult. Again, once I got in a rhythm, everything kind of stretched out as well. So each pass I made, I had a good gap to the next guy, and so it wasn't really like there was much battling back and forth. And it was pretty easy for me just to get one guy at a time and just cruise through. I also, because I did saved my tires a little bit. I had a little bit more grip towards the end. And so for me, once I passed these guys, because the next corner was so close, I was able to pull just enough of a gap that I didn't really have to defend after any of these passes, and I could just kind of go straight towards the next driver, go straight to the next driver after that. Right now, this is pretty much the end of the race. I closed this gap quite a bit, actually, on the guy in third, but missed the podium. It was just a disappointing race overall. It sucks, you know, when you fall back on the start, and then not having the speed to really like race back through. But, you know, the number one thing is don't give up. You never know what's going to happen in the end of the race. You know, obviously, when I was back in 8th place, and I was there for about half the race, I wasn't making any time up on the drivers in front of me, and it was just kind of like, I figured the race was over. But when I paid attention to how they were driving and their styles, I realized, okay, maybe there is an opportunity there, and I just have to wait for that. Let me just get in my rhythm. Let me hit my marks so I can just do what I need to do to salvage the results of this race. This is obviously, you know, this is a part of a championship, and in the broader sense, that's what you're looking at. Obviously, you want to win races, but you know, when it comes down to it, you need to have a solid finish every single race to contend for a championship. And you know, you always have those days where you make a mistake on the start and you really don't know what to do after that. You know, you don't want to just panic and let the whole race go away. So you just gotta, again, get in your rhythm, try and hit your marks as best as you can. You know, you can't make up for the mistake that you made in the beginning, but you can try and salvage the race for what it is. So that was my race at the ROK Florida Winter Tour in Ocala, going the reverse direction. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys learned a lot. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. That's where you'll get any updates on my career or any opportunities that I'm doing, like the one I just posted about the Orlando Kart Center Driving School, and the opportunities that are coming with that. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. That definitely helps me out a lot. Lets me know that you guys are watching and that you guys like the content that I'm putting out there. It also helps with the algorithm, you know, promoting my channel to other drivers and other people so that they can get involved. And obviously that just helps out a ton. Make sure to comment what you guys think I should have done on the start there. I mean, I've definitely made a lot of mistakes. Let me know what you guys think. Tell me where I should have gone and what I should have done, you know, entering turn 1. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos, and I'll see you at the next one.